Hello, beautiful luminous ones. I am so glad that you've tuned in. If you're watching this, February 2023 energy, I don't want to call it an update. It's an interpretation, but it's very much specifically, especially this month, for those who are here as way showers, healers, teachers, light workers, leaders, earth angels, the people that feel like they have this light inside of them, people who feel like they are here to be guides in some way, even if they don't know what that looks like. But basically, if you have this feeling inside of your heart that you are here to help humanity, welcome. Please take what feels resonant for you and leave the rest behind. So I'm Casey Knight, and my role is to inspire and help the helpers, those that are here as luminaries, whether you claim that title or you are just allowing the seed of that possibility to expand within you. My company is Joy Evolution and Luminous Evolution, and I am all about that expression of divine light within the creativity and the beautiful creation capacity from the infinite that you are. So every month, I do take the energetic snapshot of what feels like it's going to be emerging, like that we are, I don't want to say walking through, that we are dreaming through full speed ahead on this journey of evolution on this planet. This message is for the co-creators very specifically because as I tuned into that energy of February and I closed my eyes, immediately there was both a candle, a single candle in the darkness, and I could see it illuminating the sphere around it as one candle can. But I also saw the radiant, luminous light of the heart space, also lighting up that darkness. And that image to me really brings forward that it's not just about light, it's about love. And let's be real, there have been a lot of distortions in the love and light kind of communities with toxic positivity and all kinds of a lack of nuance and a lack of action. So I have hesitated to speak directly about love and light in this way for fear of not being taken seriously. But when we truly tap into the actual power of love and light, they are the most powerful forces in the universe, right? The light of truth. It's just information plus love, divine love. I'm not talking romantic love. I'm talking about the love of the divine light, expression of the infinite, all that is also just like coupled with compassionate action, right? That action with compassion and illumination is what is going to lead us forward into when I'm feeling into February. It's like polarity. What else is new? We are living in times of extreme polarity. And in that polarity, there are both our own personal experiences can be like highs and lows, but also when we look out into the collective, which is why I want to speak to the leaders now, because there is going to be a continual upgrade of the amount of light that is not only streaming from the cosmos to this planet, illuminating all of the crap, all of the density, all of the stuff that has been unseen, which has been happening for quite some time now. But the light is also being emitted from the planet's core as well. The metaphysical light. You might not be able to see it with your own two eyes, but rather with your inner sight. And it might be more of a knowing or a feeling, but tune in and feel that. And there's also this advance of light being emitted from the hearts of the beautiful beings that are here to literally be the light in these tumultuous times, in the darkness. And when I was tapping into this and writing it out at first, it always comes through these visions and this poetry, and I cringe at the poetry, and I'm like, after I don't know why. There's something in me that still, when spirit speaks through me in rhyme, I'm like, don't make it so cringy. Oh my gosh, isn't it like this old paradigm of being embarrassed from that? Like sometimes I have been channeling and like literal rap will come out, poetry, rhyming, and I'm like, oh my god, dial it back, guys. And I will dim that light, that illumination from me, and that full flow of divine radiance and soul expression. I will dim it sometimes. And what came through in this poetry was that the dimming the expression of the light within might be the most outrageous sin. And sin not meaning, like sin against God, but really like the opposite of something that is exalted and doing what we need it to be done. I even hesitated to use that word, right? Sin, because I'm like, oh, I'm going to activate people's religious trauma. Oh, I don't want to use the word light worker because, it's got all these associations with people who are spiritually bypassing. And I just sit with myself and say, oh my gosh, can you be the expression of that full divine light that you are and speak without worrying about being misunderstood and speak without worrying that not everybody is going to get it and just at this next level for me speak my truth and speak directly to those who are not going to just hear my words but are going to feel them. And I have been going through this process of releasing that old energy for a long time, and I know you have as well. But there are expansions and there are upgrades that are occurring, and I say we because it's the collective that is really feeling this call, and it's like pulling us forward into our next expression and next evolution. We are feeling this so physically, so viscerally, so tangibly, and it can be terrifying because we know there's something else that we are supposed to be saying and doing and sharing, and we might not know how, or we might know what it is, but be like afraid to admit it to ourselves. We might be afraid that if we speak it, we're going to be misunderstood. But what also came through in this poetry, and it was very much as much for me as it is for you because we're on this journey together, it was the continued navigation of new world creation requires illumination from those who know they were chosen to lead. Things shift and change while the comfort of your divine light stays the same. And the imagery that was coming through me was that divine heart illuminating, almost being like a lighthouse, guiding people, the ones who are the luminaries, who are here to be guides, teachers, healers, who feel like they have a piece of the puzzle. You don't have to have the whole thing, by the way, a piece of the puzzle to help. When you have that piece, you are here to be the example, to be the change, to be the light, not as much through your doing, though that does come naturally, but more through the emanation of your being. And we have been through the ringer over the last while. And really, so many of us have stayed safe by not speaking as fully. And it has been done out of respect for those who we feel we're going to trigger. It has been done to keep ourselves safe. There are so many reasons. They could be from childhood, ancestral, akashic, like just our nervous system might be dysregulated. Because there is an extreme of polarity, and not everybody is going to get it. Not everybody is going to be able to tune into the frequency bandwidth through which you are speaking. This message that I am sharing is not for everyone. It could easily fall on ears that would hear this and be like, who the hell do you think you are? Talking to the leaders, talking to the like people will hear what they hear from their own level of perception and the depth of their experience and the regulation of their nervous system and how they're interpreting it, and from their traumas and their dramas. And they're not always going to tune into that same frequency bandwidth that we are speaking from. They might have distortions. What if that could be dissolved? The fear of that, at least. We can't dissolve the distortions. The polarity is still increasing, right, on the planet. The polarity of expression, of experience, and we might have this again in our own experience, but it also might be, in the collective where people are experiencing the bliss and divine love that can come through when your nervous system is able to be a full channel for that light that is streaming through. When we are able to be a clear enough channel for it to flow through, and it's not hitting pockets of density and pockets of fear and distortion in our bodies. So there's the physical and the energetic and the emotional and spiritual all working at once. But people might also have that light hit pockets of density, have that light hit the traumas and the dramas and the unhealed pieces of things that aren't them. They just aren't the truth of who they are, but people will identify with them so strongly, and that can actually create self-loathing, right? Self-loathing as opposed to that divine love. It is like just as equal to have a dream and a nightmare. And by dream, I mean like, those beautiful ones where you're like, oh, this is so wonderful. And the nightmare of it all wrapped up all at once. Or you may have this experience over time. You might be in one or the other, equal amounts of bliss and rage. So there is this energy of speeding forward as this evolution is being accelerated by all of that light streaming in from the planetary core, from the cosmos, and from the heart. So nothing is being left unseen. That is the thing. The light is illuminating all the stuff in it. I've spoken to this before in these energy updates. It's like when you turn the lights on after a party and you can finally see, and you're like, oh, look at this mess. But without being able to see the mess, you can't clean it up, right? The illumination of what is a necessary step in order for the healing to happen. And you have been walking this path. You have done your own healing work, and sure, there might be more to do. But the question is, who are you? We're now at this place where we have to identify not with who we were or who we thought we are or should be or all of that, all of those stories. It's time to tune in to the truth, the divine truth of who you are at the core, the light that you are, the love that you are in its purest form, who you were born to be, who you are becoming. So, what is it going to take to leave behind those old traumas and dramas and the things that aren't truly you but have been stopping you from being that illumination? There's a lot of fear surrounding that next level and that next step. And it's okay if you don't know how. But it is time for all of us who are feeling that call to go, okay, fine. You might do it reluctantly. That's fine. But it is time to fly free, right? And remove the restrictions from our creation capacity. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes when I'm really channeling the spirit, the rhymes come in, and I'm just like, oh, my human is like, stop. And the spirit is like, just roll with it. We get to love ourselves even more fiercely than before, value ourselves and our contributions more fiercely than ever, and understand that even though we might not be where we know we are going, we might not be that yet. Who you are in this moment now and who you have been are equally as worthy and valuable and important in the grand scheme of things. And so, can you love yourself just as fully for who you are and who you were as for who you know you are becoming? Can we hold this multidimensional capacity of acceptance and love of our own humanity and divinity all at once? The transformation is continuing, right? I invite you to pace yourself, right? Because there is so much information flowing through, so much light, so much being illuminated, so much truth, and so many lies that are being shown to us where it might seem like the world is ending. But if you didn't know, the word apocalypse, which we've taken to mean the end of the world, truly has its roots in the meaning of just the lifting of the veil. And this is what is transpiring now. We are seeing behind the curtain, and the truth, it is coming forward. Things that are built on what is not true, what is not real, what is not divine, those are crumbling. So I want to invite you to remember all of those foundations that you've been building, honoring yourself for listening to what you needed. We really had an intense fall, and then through the winter time, there was deep inward energy. And even January, the energy was like, keep going slowly because things were going to accelerate. We continue in that acceleration. So again, pace yourself as that transformation continues, and you love yourself through it, through the highs and the lows, through the expansions and the integrations, through the stumbles and missteps and mistakes that you will inevitably have as you're learning how to express yourself more freely and emanate this divine light that you are at the next level. Can you give yourself the loving, tender touch that you wish someone would give you, as a lover would, as the most beautiful divine parent would? And you send your heart that much love and truly learn to treasure yourself on this wild, wild journey. Your continued devotion to creating the foundation that you need to do what you need to do energetically and physically and emotionally and spiritually is incredibly important. We can't get away with waiting until things get too bad anymore, right? And then trying to play catch up. We cannot get away with that. That's why there was so much emphasis in my energy updates over the last few months, especially in the fall and December, of like that foundation work of like the self-care, the practices, the feeling up of energy leaks, the things that are draining your energy, need to be supported. You need support because you are here to be that light. And when we are in that emanation of divine light, you're untouchable. And not in a bad way, not in a spiritually bypassing way, just that that light that emanates from you is so strong and so pure that it creates a field around you, similar to a shield, but it doesn't have that intention, where the things that feel like they're chaotic around you, they can't fully enter the space. They can't get at you. They can't take you out the same way. But that kind of emanation, to be fully in that, takes supreme nervous system regulation, calm practice, meditation, movement, breathwork. You have to heal things that are in the way of that. You have to feel things as they arise for you. You have to take care of the human vessel that needs to be able to run at high voltage. The human body is still adapting and adjusting to that. So there is this element of caretaking at this next level as you're learning to emanate and illuminate this next level, and to be okay with not knowing, because that journey that we're on, move beyond trust and into faith, right? And the faith only comes in that regulated state where we are tapped into the divine love that we are, and we're able to move as it, with it, by it. We're able to speak in a way that is both illuminating and loving. We're able to act in that beautiful, compassionate way to support people that feel like they are floundering, but only if they ask, right? Help that is not wanted is not going to actually help. So we need to also rein it in and really be that emanation of light, that lighthouse energy where people come to us instead of us forcing it on other people, because that game is over. That time has passed. But it's time now to speak to those who feel our worth. Speak to those who resonate with whatever it is that our truth is here to share, whatever our unique soul signature and light and color and geometry and special interests and activism is. Right? And I'm not saying that to sow division, right? We still want to play with others and be open to others, but we have to really own the fact that not everyone's going to get us, not everyone's going to like us, and you are only here to help the people that do feel you, see you, hear you, and not everybody. And this is the beautiful piece. You don't have to do it all by yourself. So stopping the watering down of your messaging and of what you are here to share, so that you can speak more clearly to those that do care, right? So there is a falling away of the old, which creates the spaciousness around you, which will then allow the people who get it, who feel it, who see it, to feel you and find you. So your emanation of beingness is the most important piece. now. So do what you need to do to be that light, to share that brightly. And you are feeling that call. Answer it. It's time. And if you would like to be in a supportive community to move through this, I want to invite you to an experience that was given to me, downloaded, actually called The Calling. This is going to be a free masterclass and will actually begin on February 21st in the shadow of the new moon in Pisces in the tropical zodiac system. And coming up to it, though, we are going to work on clearing those things that feel like they're in the way of us being able to answer the call and step up and in. So there is a first experience on February 5th called The Clearing for the Calling. And this is on the Leo full moon. And we're going to do some different clearings, healings, and activations to support us in releasing a lot of that old fear and wounding and all of that old stuff that may not even be ours or that is just outdated, that is keeping us small, keeping us safe, but safety is not the name of the game when you are being called to step into a leadership role. So please, if you're interested in joining us for this free experience, you can register with the link below, and the events will be happening both live on Zoom and also inside a free Facebook group where you'll be able to access the replays if you can't make them live. I am walking this journey as well, stepping up into that new level of my own luminous evolution, and I want to walk with all of the people that are feeling the call as well. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being part of this journey. And we are doing it, my friends. Going to be intense. And also, can we really fine tune what we are focused on so that we can be that light that the world does need right now? I'm sending you so much love. I hope I see you inside the calling and the clearing. And I'll see you next month as well.